Hey, yo, it's your boy Richard Allen. You're now tuned into the Richard Allen Show. So, I want to take a look at this story of two Texas men who decided and planned and plotted to take over a small island with a coup and kill off all the men and enslave all the women. My man, like, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. So they wanted to kill off all the men and enslave all the women. Now, let me go back to this screen. Now, this sounds familiar, doesn't it? Ever heard of Thanksgiving? So this most definitely sounds familiar. Sounds like what happened on Thanksgiving. The reason why we have Thanksgiving.
And arrested for allegedly plotting a murderous coup on a Caribbean island is now telling everybody to, quote, hold their horses. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. For Gavin Wiesenberg.
Let me start it
Two
over.
North Texas men arrested for allegedly plotting a murderous coup on a Caribbean island is now telling everybody to, quote, hold their horses. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Federal officials announced the indictments for Gavin Wiesenberg and Tanner Thomas. Investigators allege the men were looking to recruit a small army, take a sailboat to an island just a few miles off the coast of Haiti, kill all the men on the island, and enslave the women and children. Fox 4's Alex Boyer has more on this bizarre story.
Does it sound familiar?
Alex.
Yeah, guys, to put things in perspective, a criminologist I spoke to for this story tells me that this is the most bizarre case he has ever reviewed in his 29 years in law enforcement. Now, those two North Texas suspects remain in jail. And again, as you mentioned, they're accused of plotting a coup some 1,700 miles away. These are the North Texas men federal prosecutors say were planning to travel to an island in Haiti to kill the men and turn the women into sex slaves. Dr. Alex Del Carmen calls it the most bizarre case he's seen in his entire career.
Well, this is a very unusual case, right?
According to a federal indictment, 21-year-old Gavin Wiesenberg from Allen and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas from Argyle had been plotting to invade Gonave Island with a population of 87,000, which is part of Haiti. Prosecutors say Wiesenberg and Thomas planned to invade the island by sailboat, heavily armed, using homeless people they would enlist from Washington, D.C. to murder the men on the island, take control of the territory, and then turn the women into sex slaves. Prosecutors say Thomas prepared for the attack by enlisting in the Air Force for military training, and Wiesenberg enrolled in a fire training academy, but later flunked out. Both men are accused of manufacturing child pornography by manipulating and exploiting a juvenile. I talked to Del Carmen about the wild and highly
Yo, these dudes are sick. This is what you call sick. But now I'm gonna play the rest of it. But now let me ask you a question, right? So when you look at this, imagine the world like thousands of years ago when dudes like this would try to do the same exact thing. Now, how do you think the United States was started?
plausible scheme.
I think it's more than just talk, right? So typically what federal prosecutors will do is they're going to look at what sort of planification, took place, and whether or not there was an intent. And in addition to the intent, whether these individuals had the capability of doing this. And all of these elements of the crime are present in this particular case.
But in a statement to Fox 4 News, the attorney for Gavin Wiesenberg said, I encourage everyone to hold their horses and stay tuned. An indictment is simply an allegation. And while there is some truth to the allegations, I believe that it will become clear what actually did not, and could not have happened. If your initial response to the government's press release was, that sounds crazy, impossible, and absurd, you might be onto something.
I've seen a lot. but I've never seen anything like this before on U.S. soil.
And we also heard back
Yo,
from
use the
Tanner
damn lie.
Thomas's attorney via email
Hold
this
up.
afternoon, and he said that he will be defending this case vigorously and also.
So he said, my man says he's never. So I don't want to misquote him. Let me go back to my man. Now, when I say my man, this the guy right here, I don't want to misquote him, but he says, I've never seen nothing like this on U.S. soil. Let me go to my other screen here. So, flip it. So, this guy right here says he's never seen a case like this on U.S. soil where a group of men want to enslave, kill off all the men, and enslave the women and children. You never seen nothing like this on U.S. soil. Ever heard of Thanksgiving? Right on time for Thanksgiving, my man. Now, this is definitely what happened. This happens in every country, by the way. Historically, you got crazy pirates, whether it's either pirates or groups of like coups, soldiers, whatever you want to call it, groups of men. They want to kill off all the men and enslave the women. This happens all the time throughout history. It's definitely wrong. And what this guy is trying to say that these guys actually pull it off? So why are they being charged for that if they actually couldn't pull that off? That's what this guy is trying to say, but it's just the ideology that still exists that's crazy to me. And it's in Texas. go go who would have what they say, who would have thunk it? Right? So let me ask you a question. If you come from if you're an alien, I say this all the time. If you're an alien from planet Mars, right? And you've been looking in on the United States for thousands of years, what state are you going to pick out that has the dudes that want to enslave, kill off all the men, enslave women and children? What state are you going to go to first? Texas. Not to throw dirt on Texas, but my man, I'm not surprised.
Never seen anything like this before on U.S. soil.
What? Hold on, let me rewind it.
And we also heard that sounds crazy, impossible, and absurd. You might be onto something.
I've seen a lot, but I've never seen anything like this before on U.S. soil.
Okay.
And we also heard back
so
from Tanner.
I'm gonna shoot him a little bill. He's talking about in his lifetime, but collectively, we've definitely seen this on U.S. soil before. He's talking about in his lifetime.
Thomas's attorney via email this afternoon, and he said that he will be defending this case vigorously, and also added that his client will be entering a plea of not guilty on Monday. Back to you.
All right, Alex Boyer live tonight. Thank you. A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island.
So let me get this right. Let me put these two dudes on the screen. Let me put the island on the screen real quick. So these guys were going to go. They're going to go to Washington D.C., get homeless people to go invade this island in Haiti, right? kill off all. Now, this is the thing. They wanted to kill off all the men, right? I don't even think they would have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they would have even pulled that off, to be honest with you. So 10 times out of 10, they probably would have been going to Haiti just to die. You know what I mean? Let's start off at that. They wanted to kill off all the men and enslave all the women. Now, I'm gonna find a picture of these two guys. I don't even think these two guys would have been able to kill off all the women. Just looking at these two guys.
The lawyer for one of two North Texas men arrested for
So hold
allegedly
up.
plotting a murderous.
Let's put these two dudes on the screen. For starters,
Texas suspects remain in jail.
let me find these two dudes. Where are you? So I'm gonna put these two dudes on the screen, right? I don't even think that these two dudes would have been able to go to Brooklyn and and kill off all the women, let alone I'm using Brooklyn for an example. I don't even think these two dudes would let me pick a smaller no, let's just say Brooklyn. Let's use one borough in New York, right? They wanted to go to a whole island and kill off all the men, right? You wouldn't have been able to go to Brooklyn and kill off all the men and then enslave all the women, which means let's just be serious here. You wouldn't have been able to half the women would have been fighting you as well. So you might as well say you would have had to enslave everybody, and you probably would have had to kill off half the women to enslave the women. So you got to kill off all the men and kill off half the women. You dummies. With the two of these dudes right here wanted to do that. Listen, this got to be the dumbest thing that I've ever heard of. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? You want to have an army of homeless people, right? Half of them probably on drugs. You want to take them to hot Haiti with no drugs. That's a hell of a plan, my man. So these two dudes, these guys definitely get the stupid award for the month. The stupid award. I should start that. The stupid award. They definitely get the stupid award. I'm definitely gonna start giving out the stupid award. Now their lawyer, I think what their lawyer is trying to say is like, okay, they couldn't have actually got this done, but they damn sure were going to try. Now I wonder how they actually caught these dudes. So the FBI caught these dudes probably digitally. But to me, this is right in line with Thanksgiving. And it's kind of disturbing that like that ideology that you want to, I mean, my man, you want to be stingy. You want to kill off all the dudes, right? Eliminate look at these dudes, right? So these two right here, I'm gonna put them in the larger screen back. These are the type dudes that want to literally kill off all the dudes and enslave all the women. So these two dudes right here on my screen. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's different groups of people. I'm not going to play the race card. It's different races of people with this ideology. So I'm not going to play the race card, but it just happens it's two white dudes, right? in the United States. But I know it's dudes like this in every race. So let's not, all the super blackety black type people, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna play the race card on my show. It's the Richard Allen show, right? I'm not gonna play the race card, but there's two white dudes, right? They want to kill off all the men and enslave. They want the women as sex slaves, which is sick. You know why do you want a woman to like you against her will? Is sick. Like, yo, it feels good. It feels good when a woman just likes you, right? That feels good. You want women to like you against their will is sick. And these dudes definitely should be locked up. Now, the question is, did they actually do anything? Because the plot, it says invasion plot. You can plot all you want to. I could be plotting to rob a bank, but am I actually going to rob a bank? Now, the plot is what their lawyer's saying, like, they could plead insanity. Oh, we were out of our minds. We were drugged up. They can try to plead insanity. But it's crazy to me that people with this ideology actually still exist. And these two dudes, I mean, you just made yourself the face of ideology like this. You know what I mean? Now, like I said, this ideology exists in every country, every different race thinks like this, right? Now, I not to make men look bad, but definitely I never heard a woman say they want to kill off all the women. You now you hear women say they want to kill off all the men. They always say that, right? Especially in the United States. But this is a dude thing. You know what I mean? You want to eliminate the competition any way you can. But my man, they definitely weren't gonna be able to pull that off. But listen, like I said, let me switch this. So like I said, any group of men and these two guys right here, you want to kill off all the men. You want to go to an island, to a new country, kill off all the men, and enslave all the women. Sounds right in line for Thanksgiving. Sound familiar? Hey, yo, it's your boy Richard Allen. It's the Richard Allen Show. Make sure you follow me on the bottom, Twitter, IG, TikTok. It's your boy. I'm out.